So, welcome to today's masterclass. I'm just going to explain what I just did so that you know I was on the wrong Zoom link. So, thank you so much, everybody, for so patient. Yeah, I was just on the wrong Zoom link. So, today's masterclass, you cannot heal in the same environment that got you sick. And I'll just share where this image is. So right here, I'm at the back of the baby pyramid. So everyone comes in the front, I'm right round the back. How did I get there? Well, this was an area in December 2025 when I had to return to Egypt for work. And I was feeding all of these beautiful puppies and the mums and the dads and things. And I was shown around the back by Ahmed, the policeman. He saw what I was doing and he took me right round the back. Now, this environment should have been very sick for the puppies. There was no food, just sand. Tourists would kick the dogs away. People didn't like them to be around there. But I went, you know what? I'm going to change the environment. So I bought beautiful tuna from home, Australia, and I would feed them tuna and filtered water that had been crystal gridded in my room. And then I would sit after they'd eaten, I would sit and offer them medical intuition healing. It changed the environment. Instead of being sick, they were having love. So this area was very sacred, and there's actually a temple in here, and also they were excavating just behind me. They were excavating. So the policemen were very kind, even offered me tea to be there, which is really quite unusual. So you cannot heal in the same environment that you got sick. But let's talk about environments because there's all sorts of environments. I'm going to start with the environment here, the environment of our body. If I keep eating crappy food, then my body's going to feel crappy and then show me crappy stuff, whether it be disease, disharmony, whatever it is. If my environment here has that, I can't heal to the best having lots of sugars for me or given me. If I have lots of sugar, wheat, gluten, dairy, not good. Not good, and I can't get better. My body will get inflamed. I'll get migraines, vomiting, all sorts of things. And so, you can heal if I keep putting in the environment of my body all the crappy stuff. The same goes with outside too. And this is personal and professional. If your environment is not conducive to your mental, physical, emotional, spiritual health, then you're going to recreate a pain story, which we call sickness. And I'll talk about sickness in a moment. So that could be as simple as maybe there's mold in the house and you need to clean up the mold or get someone to clean up the mold because you're having mold affected sickness. So clean it up. Maybe the house is full of stuff and you think, oh my God, it's time for a clean out. Then clean it all out because that changes the environment. And then we're just talking about home at the moment. Maybe the environment is people aren't getting along. There's a little bit of on edge or fighting or whatever. Change your frequency. Have beautiful essences that you spray around the room, put crystals around the room, light a candle, have a beautiful ambience. It changes the environment so that we stop the pattern of whatever it is. Maybe the environment at home is just not warm. It's just very cold. And I have been to homes where it's very cold, no heart in it. Maybe a bunch of flowers. Maybe it's your bedroom and you think it's time for a new doona set or sheet set or maybe new lamps or a renovation of that whole bedroom or something. That environment is actually affecting the person or you. What do you want the outside to be? Because that outside will affect the inside, but the inside is reflected on the outside too. So maybe I'm feeling cold in my heart. I'm repressing my love for friends, families, work, partners, whatever. And I'm like, mm-mm. So then I create that environment as well. The environment at work. Because a lot of people have Mondayitis. It's a very bad disease. Mondayitis is where people, oh, I don't want to go to work. Oh my gosh, the weekend's over. It's going to be a horrible week. Uh, not true. You see, Mondayitis is just a story. I love, love, love Mondays because I get to teach a masterclass. I get to have a team meeting at CEO, Chief Empowerment Officer Day. I get to do lots on a Monday. I love, love Mondays. And so if the environment of work is not conducive to you, it's going to make you continually sick. But here's the thing. Are you creating an environment in your mind that says, Mondayitis, it's going to be horrible? Or even at work. And I'm going to explain something I did at work. When I was working for a pathology company, oh my gosh, all the departments were arguing with each other. Histology, cytology, hematology, autopsies, sorting bench, admin, they're all like fighting. And I thought, well, this is crap. And I just started working there. I'm going to change the environment. So for 6 months, I provided morning tea every Tuesday. And as I did that, I came in at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'd set up all the morning tea. I'd gone down to the baker, or I'd made the cakes myself. Now, this is before wheat-free, gluten-free, dairy-free. And it was full of sugar and full of crap, but it was really good fun. And so I provided the morning tea for 6 months. I changed the environment because I wanted to change. And it actually had a huge effect on the whole laboratory of where I worked. But maybe change environment at work could be setting boundaries. Maybe changing the environment might be look at your own desk. If you work at a desk, what do you need to do at your desk? Maybe changing the environment is get in early, make a coffee. Maybe the environment is the tea room. Well, why not clean it up and make a beautiful sign that says, thank you for doing your dishes or something? You can create a different environment. The key here is if you keep the same environment in your mind, in your body, in your core essence, you can't heal. It's just repeating the story that stays in there. Now, I'm going to go back to the word sick. You cannot heal the same environment that you got sick. What does sick mean in medical intuition? We don't actually have the word sick. Oh, you're always sick. Oh, you're really sick. Nope. No, no, no. It's the body speaking. And whatever's happening with the body. So say, for example, I had a client a couple of years ago. Her house was just loaded with mold and she just couldn't get better. Her body was speaking with aches and pains and respiratory problems like chest infections and things. And I said, have you checked the house for mold? She did. And it was all underneath and especially in the bathroom. So she needed to change the environment. And they looked at demolding the whole house, but that was going to spread the spores. So they decided to move out, renovate it, but sell it and move completely. They needed to change the whole environment by moving. It wasn't that she was sick. It was the external stuff was affecting her on a certain level. And you might have heard in the old marriage vows, in sickness and in health. What does that mean? Well, sickness is you're just not being the brilliance of you. And the sickness might be you're sad, you're grumpy, you're angry, you're depressed. You've got your body speaking, whether it's migraines, cancers, diabetes, whatever. I'm going to love you when you're feeling healthy and when you're not feeling healthy. So if you were to look at the environment of your life, personally and professionally, and where you think it's making you sick, what if it's not actually making you sick? What if it is a change of attitude, change of perception, and to go, what would it look like? Or I like wonderment. What's wonderment? It's my made-up word. I wonder. I wonder if, so my environment, you can't actually see it because it's pitch black here, but my floor of my office is paperwork everywhere, which I did last night, setting it up for today. I don't like that environment. It makes me sick, meaning I'm a high achiever. See all these pieces of paper on the floor, the things I've got to do. It's like, change that environment, which I will do today. As I've taught this masterclass, gone for a walk, come back, shower, breakfast. I will get in and I will make sure all those pieces of paper are actioned because otherwise, does my head in. There's the concept of sick. It's all laid out because I've got goals and things to do for July. But that environment, how's it making you feel? Whether it be internal environment, external environment. Notice. Because when we tap into the feelings, that actually allows the superpower of intuition that you've all got to go, change it, tweak it, do this. And superpower of intuition is very strong, very quiet, but very strong. Just be aware of the ego mind going blah, 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 which will sound loud. And gosh, it's not right. What's your environment? Even right down to the car. What is your car like? Do you like to get in it? Do you clean it? Do you have someone clean it? The external part, the internal part? What environment do you need? So for me, I always look at my environment, internal and external. When I go to write my books, I run away from my home-based office and I go to an apartment that's on the beach. So I've got a great environment externally because I don't have to clean it. If it's very basic, I just need the bed and the table and the great view of the beach. That's my environment. Or yesterday, when I was doing some goal setting in my new diary for 2027, I took myself to the environment of the library. The best. I do this every year. I go to the library to set myself up and I put my headphones in, change the environment because there's lots of people talking. So I had lovely music. I had all my colored pens. There's my environment. I had my journal, my ruler. I had everything set up for my environment, internal and external. And when I went to the library, it was just so lovely seeing kids reading, parent or adults reading to kids, people on their computer, people looking at books. It was a lovely environment to be in. And why did I do that? Because it was a Sunday. If I stayed here at my home base, the family would have just annoyed me. Hey, that environment would have made me sick. I wouldn't have got anything done. So you can change your environment, external and internal, but just please remember that you cannot heal in the same environment that got you sick, whether it's inside your body, your mind, chemical, the foods that you eat, or chemical products that, or what's happening outside. You cannot heal in the same environment that got you sick. And sometimes tweaking that environment is the slightest thing. As I mentioned, for me, no wheat, no gluten, no dairy. That's out because that'll make the internal environment not good. So I want to change it. The external environment, if I don't like it, then make a difference. Like I did when I was working at the pathology company. I brought in all the cakes, full of sugar, wheat, gluten, dairy back then. But I changed the environment, or I changed the environment at that pathology company after working there for a little while because somebody complained that I brought morning tea. I changed the environment. I left. I moved to somewhere else. It's like, no, someone's got a gripe against me. I'm moving. Let's go. Sometimes we do need to walk away from an environment as well. So just be aware. This is really important. It allows us not to go into victim role or stories or it doesn't work or complaining, because all complaining does is make us dumb, like on a chemical level. The hippocampus and parts of our brain shut down when we actually complain. So on that note, what's your golden heart? What is it that you know to be true from what you've just heard here that you can take away now and forever? So we're going to go into sharings, and if you'd like to put it in the if you'd like to put it in the Zoom chat, just make sure you put a Y first, which says yes, Jean share, or an N, no, Jean don't share, because I'll just read it out. I won't realize till the end. Or unmute yourself when I read your name because we've all got wisdom and I love to hear everybody's insights. So we will go to Leona, Andrew, Julie, Kim, and then Lou.
Buddy. My golden heart is that um, sick does not have to be 3D medical definition of sick. and therefore you can always tweak your environment.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Leona. Yes, it doesn't have to be the 3D sickness as such. Nick, take it.
Good morning, everyone. I like how this morning reminded me that my attitude can change the environment within, but also reflected around me through my perception.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Andrew. Julie, can you share that?
Me? Have you got me?
Yes, I've got
you. Yes, of course. So much. I came in partway through, and yet it is for me, at the moment, I'm in an amazing state of flux. And so the external environment is not always under my control, but it is. Because even at the last minute, when right at the last second there's a change of plans and no, we can't take this car, we've got to take this car, I'm in the flow and I'm able to go, okay, boom, what do I need? How do I need to change this? And yet within it is the internal environment, and it equates also to my Nia practice of dance, where there are 3 levels, 3, 2, 1, but the one is internal. And my internal, I might look like I'm sitting in a chair doing nothing to a newcomer in a Nia class, and yet I am flying around that room dancing. Thank you, team.
Beautiful, Julie. Thank you, my darling. Let's go to Kim.
Good morning, everyone. What everybody else said, but I also had that I love my body right now. That was really profound for me. So thank you.
That's very profound, and thank you, my darling. And then what if we had a superpower of changing the environment, internal and external? And what if that internal environment could be anything from the foods that we eat, our mind, not mindset. I like the miracle mind, not mindset, to attitude, to perception. And then the external environment, we also have the ability to tweak it, change it, create it. And it might be as simple as, for me today, get that paperwork off the floor. It changes the environment so that everything works out for us. So we do actually have the ability and superpower. But remember, if I keep it that environment, internal or external, then it keeps us in that wobbly state, not sick as such, but that wobbly state. So have a practice, look at what there is around you internally and externally for this week, knowing that you can change any environment that you want. And you can do it as simply as when there's chaos, and I'm going to give you a last example. In 2020, when there was all chaos around the world, people were talking about all sorts of things and weirdness and whatever was going on and COVID and whatever. I changed the environment externally. I put headphones on with upbeat, stuff music. I changed the environment instantly for me, internally, externally. Couldn't hear or see anything that they were talking about. It was great living in my own world. So you can do the same too. Have the best this week, lovelies, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Jean on the right Zoom link, not the other one. And I thank you so much for being here. Lots of love to you all. Bye.